All right, guys, this could either go really well or really bad. We're about to find out. We want to lube this thing up real good. Don't mind the hammer. We'll lube this thing up real good. Just like that. And now, stop. Hammer time. It's on there. Ta-da! What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rusty Nuts Media. Today we're doing some shady So what we're looking at here, I tried to buy a solid bushing earlier. It's not going to come in time. I can't get a hold of the guy, so we decided to make our own. So we're having to fabricate up some stuff real last minute so we can get this thing to the track Friday. I can't wait on shipping for this, so I've just got to make one. So what we did, we went to the hardware store, got a handful of parts and pieces to piece this thing together. And we found this, what is this called? A flange what?
Flange bushing.
Flange bushing. This little bronze piece right here, we got a flange bushing. The inside diameter, you saw we were able to hammer it down onto this, this little ball on the shifter right here. So it's on there pretty well now. Now the outside, we couldn't find one. Where's that piece at? You've got it. Now the outside diameter of this bushing, we couldn't find one to perfectly fit in here. So it was actually a little loose inside there. So what we've done is shove some fuel line down in here. And then we're gonna take a drill bit, the same size as the outside of this. We're gonna take a drill bit the same size as that and run through the middle of this. That way it will be able to slide on there very tight. We've got a rubber bushing around a metal bushing, and hopefully this will eliminate any slack in this at all. So that's what we're working on right now. All right, run the drill bit through there. This is amazing. Drill out the whole thing?
Yes.
All right. So that didn't work as planned. All right, let's try round two.
Okay.
All right, round two, we've got another piece of fuel line. We're gonna try to shove it onto this bushing and then put that on last. So I've got everything lubed up with grease. This is why this channel is called Rusty Nuts Media. This is why. Going on there. That's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So guys, the fuel line didn't work, so we cut it off. And now we're making a gasket out of electrical tape.
Yes.
A little bit at a time until we get it nice and tight. Then we're gonna probably add one more layer, lube it all up, hammer this thing on there. This is gonna be solid as a rock. Pretty tight.
Oh, getting there.
Well, that's pretty solid. I'm pretty okay with that. It's a little long, not gonna lie. That's what she said. But we're gonna make it work. All right, now we're gonna put this little E-clip back on here and then make some kind of little shim to make that sturdy too. What's that thing made of? You going the right way?
Yeah.
Let me see this. Okay, we're making a shim. Give us a minute. What are you making, Cody?
Shims.
Shims. We're making some shims. All right, we're gonna take that C-clip out and we're gonna add that shim in behind it because we've just got a tiny amount of wiggle right up here on top. So we're gonna put that shim in there, shove it all the way in, put the C-clip back in. That way that does not move at all. All right, guys, so we have quote unquote upgraded this bushing, and now we have created a shim to add here. You have to get that shim as flat as you can. Yeah, that's on there. I'd say job well done on that. All right, so now what we're looking at, we've got this up here shimmed. We've got this bushing, solid metal with a little electrical tape bushing around it. It's actually pretty solid. It's not wanting to move at all. Now what we do have movement in is when you move this side to side, where this bushing is, where it mounts on that little rod, is in between these two pins on this spring up here. And that spring naturally gives you just a little bit of wiggle room. And so, you know, when you're pushed over into first or second, it naturally wants to spring back to neutral when it's pressed up or down, but when it's in neutral, or anytime really, it's gonna have that slight play. So now what we're gonna fabricate is a little sleeve to slide onto this to keep that perfectly centered in the middle. And then we're probably gonna find, don't hate me, but a rubber band or something to go around this to add even more tension other than that spring, because that spring could have loosened up over time. So we're just gonna reinforce it from both sides so it'll wanna spring back. And maybe that'll stiffen it up. I don't know, So we're just really experimenting with this thing. It's busted to pieces. It's pretty much garbage right now. I'm gonna find another one in the future, but for now, we're doing what we can to stiffen this thing up. So this is what we're working with. Maybe if there's an aftermarket company out there that wants to make a shifter assembly, really nice parts, really solid bushings, that'd be great. So I'd be open to that if anybody wants to, you know, hit me up and talk about that. But for now, we're gonna continue with electrical tape and zip ties and heat shrink and everything else. So give us just a minute. All right, guys, we've got a fully aftermarket upgraded shifter now, complete with some electrical tape on a bushing, some heat shrink around this upper spring pin here. I've got half an O-ring put around this right here. So this shifter is probably worth like at least $700 now, solid. So we're gonna go ahead and put it back in the car, see if we can get it mounted pretty secure, and then get all the shifter cables, the linkages, whatever you want to call them, put back on it and see how tight this thing actually is now. So give us just a minute. All right, guys, we've got these little custom made washers that we cut up. We got them labeled, like that's the top left, so it'll go up here. And basically, this is a temporary fix for this right here until we get a new shifter assembly. So we're gonna put this on here about like that and let this clamp itself down to see if we can get this shifter mounted back in the car before we find another one, just to get it to the track Friday. So we're gonna be limping it to the record, hopefully. So we'll see after we get this bolted on how secure it actually is. Well, fellas, there it is. The old rusty nut shift knob is installed. It looks great. Everything's super sturdy, not going anywhere. And just to see, let's practice real quick. First gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear. Hey, that's pretty good. I can dig it. I can dig it. Okay, the what do you want to call this? The shifty shifter. The shifty shifter has been modified. We're gonna run it Friday like this and just see what happens. Worst case scenario, a bunch of tape and zip ties and stuff starts flying off of this thing, and I'm gonna miss third anyway. So it really doesn't matter. What do you think? You think I'm gonna miss third?
We'll just put more zip ties on it.
That's fair. Yeah, we'll throw some more zip ties in the tool bag. All right, so that's gonna do it for this video. The shifter's ready. We've got tomorrow's Thursday, so let's see. The only other thing we got to get done is make sure the car is just finalized. Just everything that we've done, test it out, take it out on the road right here in Mexico, and test it out, make sure everything's ready to go. And then we're hitting the track Friday. We're gonna go try again for the stock turbo record, which is 12.13 at 115 miles an hour. So we're gonna try to get the stock turbo into the 11s, and then we'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.